handle the truth.
Welcome to Drop Me Off in Nashville with Scotty and friends.
Season 4. Welcome to Drop Me Off in Nashville. We made it. It's been a while. I think it's been a year, but we kind of cut up the shows. We kind of cut the shows up just so we could, try to find some kind of seasons. I think we did 15. Now the last one was 18 shows or something. Thank you all for sticking here with me. So I'm getting a lot of questions about Drop Me Off in Nashville on Roku. So when I went to Roku and Fire TV, they said, I had no idea what to do, and I had to go through all these, jump through all these hoops, kind of tell them what I was going to do, why I was doing it, get the deliverables to them. It was a whole ordeal. So they assigned me this channel called 312. And what I've been learning and hearing is that people are looking for channels on Roku. And I don't know if this is something that Roku is going to be doing in the future or what, but how you find me is you go to your Roku, hit the search button, and then just type in Drop Me Off in Nashville, and it'll pop up underneath the apps portion of Roku. And then you could go ahead and click that, and then it'll go right on your TV, and it's cool. But anyway, come check it out. We have everything. You can submit your songs to me. I'll play them on TV for you. There's a bunch of stuff that we're going to do, but just get in there and check it out. Go to dropmeoffinnashville.com. You can check all that stuff out there. But, the Roku and the Fire TV has been wonderful. I'm really happy that they let me in to put all this stuff on their channel. So it's a blessing. So channel 312 is what they said. So I don't know if that's something that's going forward, but like I said, just do the search and you can type in Drop Me Off in Nashville and I'll pop up. This past week, a couple of my friends in Newport Richey, Mark, how are you, sir?
Doing great.
You guys started a podcast.
We did. Mark at Muck Eyes.
What an awesome concept, right? So what is it all about? Tell everybody what we're doing so some of my fans can come over and see you guys.
Oh, sure. Well, as you've explained on the podcast before, next door is a place called Muck Eyes, which is kind of like the Bluebird Cafe in Nashville. It's modeled after that.
I mean, when we say next door, we're saying it's 20 feet away.
It's the building exactly next door.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, in fact, the end of my parking lot is like 3 feet from the end of his parking lot. So
couldn't be any better.
Couldn't be any better. And it, just came about just by chance, just by, a God thing. And so basically it's a songwriter's cafe, best food, as you know.
Oh my gosh.
We were lucky to be testers for him.
Yeah.
He does things right. So, and
fantastic.
Songwriters, with you and a tie to Nashville, if you're a songwriter, what could you want? I have a recording studio called Monster Mix Productions right next door, as
Wonderful.
we say. And so we record people here, artists, songwriters, and all that kind of stuff. Also for podcast, we do intros, outros, and bumpers like we're doing for Drop Me Off in Nashville.
Which is wonderful.
We do all that stuff. That's how you and I really kind of got together. You
right.
were interested in having that done. And you came in here and said, why don't we just record it here? So
yes.
So we did.
Yes.
But yeah, that's
been a blessing.
So Mark and Muck Eyes is our own little podcast for that, where we'll talk about songwriters. We'll go behind the scenes in the studio, kind of show a songwriter, actually someone recording, and kind of what the process is, and just talk about what's going on with it.
Yeah, that's going to be fantastic. If you think about it, you go into Mark or Muck Eyes on Lemon Street here in Newport Richey, and which is opening next Friday. I wish I knew the date on that. I think it's the 20th or something. It's got to be somewhere around there of May. You guys got to go in there. So you go in there. There's going to be the food. When he says it's good, it's good. This stuff is not bar food by any means. And it's not the Palm. It's not, Morton's either. It's this pizza and hamburgers and wings that are high end.
Really cheesesteaks. And now he's doing.
Oh my gosh.
And the guy has two chefs working for him.
Chefs. We didn't hire you off the street for $15 an hour.
Burgers on a grill.
No, it's not that. And this food, it literally melts in your mouth. And I wish I was overselling, and then you guys could yell at me, but I am not. It's good. And I've asked people that's been to taste testings privately, what'd you think? Oh my gosh, it's fantastic.
It is fantastic.
Yeah.
And what's cool also is, you have the inside songwriters part of it, which is kind of quaint, like the Bluebird Cafe, where people will enjoy food, be quiet, listen to, pay respect to songwriters. But then he's going to have the outside area, which is the next phase, and he'll have 2 stages out there.
Wow.
And, beer barrels and tables, fire pits and stuff, and a really cool, kind of atmosphere that people can enjoy.
The atmosphere here in Newport Richey on Lemon Street is going to be next to none.
Yeah.
So any of you songwriters out there that are watching that are in the Florida area, and I know who you are because I have a lot of listeners in the Florida area. I can see you guys. You got to come up. It's Newport Richey, Lemon Street, right off 19. It's not far. It's a great little bar. It's safe. You're in a very safe community. Parking is great. When you get in there, if you go to play your own original songs, there are going to be people there from Nashville. I'm not bragging, but I'll be there quite a bit. Mark Maynard is very well connected. I am very well connected, and own a management company and a publishing company. We have a lot of success with Billboard artists, all the way back to Leonard Skinner, to Tommy Two-Tone, to currently Michael Gillis. And we will be looking for talent, and good talent. And anything that can happen over at Muck Eyes, you could literally go over to Mark Maynard's and record it in his studio and set a time up with him. That's kind of how you're setting it up. Is that correct, Mark?
Yeah, that's how we're setting it up. There's actually an app called Jammed, Jammed. You can get the app on your phone as well as the website, and you can actually book right through that.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Jammed. Jammed.
Jammed.
Okay.
Yep. And all you have to do is, it shows local studios, which in this area, I'm the only one that comes up, so it's easy to find me. And right through there, you can book. You can choose what you want. What it is you want to do. You can book an appointment. But the thing is, I can't stress enough. If you're a songwriter in this area, and you think about it, other than places like Nashville and LA and New York, most places, if you go down to Main Street and even here, you go into a bar, you go into a restaurant that has performers, they're playing cover songs because that's what people want to hear.
Right.
And most people I know that do that, they also have originals that they'd love to play, but they know that that's not what the people are there for.
Yeah, they can't.
But for Muck Eyes, that's what we're here for.
Right.
Mark wants original music. He doesn't want cover songs.
Right.
He doesn't want it to turn into a karaoke bar or anything like that.
Right.
So, like I said before, you've got a connection with a recording studio. You've got a connection with a management company in Nashville. Publishing company. So, that's just a gift. If you're anywhere in the Tampa area, Clearwater, St. Pete, that's just a gift as a songwriter. And he's getting a ton of buzz. I think his website isn't very old, and I think he's got I know he's got hundreds of subscribers and thousands of hits already. And people have been driving by and asking, when are you going to be open? So,
you know why? Because it's unique.
Exactly.
It's like Nashville on Broadway. One of my good friends up there, his name is Scott Collier. He works and is in charge of probably 12 different bars in that area on Broadway. And he says, we tell them the songs that they should be playing because we know what sells. We know what keeps the crowd. They have enough history. They've done enough studies that they understand that. But he'll even say, he appreciates the songwriter, and he'll say, if you play me the song and it's good enough, throw it out there, and they'll allow that. But I can also understand if the song sucks, it sucks. And the fact of the matter is, in Nashville, they're selling beer. They're selling T-shirts. They're there to sell food. They're there to keep that place busy. And the artist on stage wants to sell their product or their music. Well, most of those bars won't allow that unless you get approval, which makes complete sense. And I completely get it and I respect it. But like a guy like Scott Collier, who's running Tootsie's and Kid Rock's and all the different places, Rippy's, Honky Tonk Central, now the 15,000 square foot place in Panama City, he also has a job to do, but he's appreciated of the songwriter because he is one, and he allows you to do that. And like Mark just said, you guys, when you go downtown and you see a band play, they're there to keep you in there. They're there to play the cover songs. And once in a while, if you throw in an original, most people won't care. But what's going to be so awesome about Muck Eyes is that you don't have to worry about that. Bring your art. Bring your art in that. And don't think that you're not good enough. Don't sit at the house and go, I'm probably not the best singer. I don't know how many Nashville singers I could tell you, or songwriters that are horrible singers but are amazing songwriters. It's not about that. We can hear through that. A good song is a good song. And bring a friend. If you're not a good a piano player or acoustic guitar player, or bring a friend and have them play for you. That would work out just fine, right?
Yeah, and I was going to mention what you're just getting on is it's a great place to collaborate. If you're someone who is good at lyrics,
Yes.
but not melodies. If you're someone who can come up with melodies, you're not quite good at lyrics. I mean, what a place.
Yeah.
Because I think what it's going to turn into is a place where you're going to have collaboration. You're going to have nights where we bring in songwriters who are known and can do clinics.
Julie Black, Grammy nominated. I mean, she's not far from here. Exactly. She's a hell of a talent.
Someone like Julie come in and do writers clinics.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, you're sitting next to Julie. You probably don't even know it, but she's the sweetest thing in the world, you guys.
And even as a songwriter, I mean, the value, even if you just get a room full of songwriters and say, and you hand around a microphone and say, what's your process? What do you do when you get writer's block? How do you get out of that? Just things like that are just valuable. And so no matter what stage of songwriting you're at, this is the place to come.
Yes, because you can find somebody to play your guitar for you, or somebody who can write the melody, or figure out how the harmonies are going to go on. They can figure all that out for you. So don't sit at your house. If you got a notebook full of songs, bring them down and pop them down on the table, and somebody's going to go, what do you got there? Let's see if I can help you. Now you're a co-writer, and now your career has started. And that's what's most awesome about Muck Ice. I can't say enough about it. I've been talking about it for about a year because Mark George is a good friend of mine, and Mark Maynard is a good friend of mine, and these guys have something really brilliant to share with the community, and I hope you take advantage of that. And we'll be right back after this.
Hold up now, quick pit stop. If you're enjoying the show, make sure you're following Drop Me Off in Nashville on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeart, Amazon Music, and Audible. All them good places your mama listens when she's cleaning the house. All right, let's get back to the madness.
Hey, welcome back to Drop Me Off in Nashville. You guys, sometimes you just got to let your heart out there, right? And you just got to put it all on the table. This past week, 10 days of my life has been pretty rough. I was hacked brutally. I lost my checking account, my phone. I think it all happened through Facebook when we hired a company to do some promotion for us. It's been very, very ugly and very, very trying. You don't realize how important all and contacts that you have, and sending emails to artists, and then they're going, is this really Scott? And then you have to verify. Yeah. Remember when we were we were in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and we did this. Yeah, it's me. And you have to go through all that. And I got to the point where I sat down with my wife and I just said, I think this is a sign from God. And I think it's just time that, I wrap it up. I'll finish out with Michael Gillis, and I'm going to cut the podcast. I'm going to cut the movie, and I'm going to stop the television show. And I think I'm just going to. I think I've had enough. This was pretty rough on me, and my co-writer in this movie that we're doing is he called me 2 nights ago, half in tears, and he said I left my home. Or I left my treatment center. I was able to leave because I'm at will. And I went to my mom's house, and I was going to help my mom move and stuff. And my sister was there, and my sister ended up calling the police on me because she still thinks that I have some kind of issue. And it hurt my feelings. And we had this long talk, and it broke this guy to his core, and it piled on top of what I'm already going through. And he said, he goes, Scott, I don't know what to do. And I'm so disappointed. And I feel like I don't have a family. And we talked about it. And then, he finally felt better, and I felt better, where I knew that he could go to sleep that night and be okay. And then this is how the Lord works. And he's been doing this to me. Thank you, Lord, since I moved to Nashville back in 2007. Whenever I just get so fed up, because I remember when I first came to town, I hit my knees and I told Lord, I said, God, if you're going to put me on a path, and I'll follow your lead. No matter what you tell me to do, I will do it. Even if I don't understand it or it doesn't make sense to me, I'm going to do it. And I remember that prayer because not too long afterwards, I got in with the Skinner guys, which is cool. But anyway, the very next day, my co-writer on my movie called me, and he said, I'm in treatment. Okay, so let me back up. When he went to help his mom out, and they called the cops on him. He went back to a different treatment facility, not the one that he left. He went to a different one in Shakopee, Minnesota. Okay. I'm probably going to say enough so some of you are going to figure it out, but I'm not going to say everything because it's not signed yet. He's in the treatment facility. He has no idea who anybody is, but now he's starting talking to this gentleman. And this gentleman is extremely famous. Had $1 million in the bank before 1988 with Paula Abdul. Did a bunch of work with Prince. Wrote with Prince. Was in the Prince movie. And he put this gentleman on the phone with me, and him and I talked for over an hour. And tomorrow morning, I am printing out my movie and overnighting it to him because he said that I just told him the quick elevator pitch of what we're doing and why we're doing it. And he immediately got it. And he said that he's going to take it to where it needs to go. And when I hung up the phone, tears are running down my face. And I looked at my wife and I said, I just don't understand it. I don't understand how God works, why he has a path that I'll never really, truly understand. And I probably, as ugly as this is going to sound, appreciate, because I know that there's always a bigger picture under his direction. And I just can't believe that all happened. Will left out of the goodness of his heart to go and help his family. It got ugly at the house, went back to another facility. That very night, sat next to this gentleman, and the next day he's on the phone call with me. And before I got to the studio today, I just got the address to where I'll be sending the script to see if we can move this thing forward. So once you get really frustrated, you guys, or you almost think that I can't do this anymore, or it's stressful. And most of it was because I got hacked. And it's so much work. You just cannot believe how much you rely on your phone and your bank accounts and what all goes through those two things. And the things that get sent out to people, it's utterly disgusting. And the sabotage that was tried and the extortion that was tried against me and getting the police involved and everything else, was very, very trying. So I'm glad I didn't give up. I'm glad I didn't quit. And Lord, again, thank you for keeping me on my path. But I'm pretty excited about what's going to happen here with this script, because when I was telling him just the basics of what we were doing, he said, like everybody says to me, this needs to be done now, and this can't wait. And I can get to the doors that you probably can't get into. And first thing out of my mouth is, well, if you're in, you're in. I'm cutting this thing where you're getting a certain percentage of it. And he was like, what? I said, no. That's how I operate. That's how lawsuits are stayed away. We do it up front. We get everything signed. We do it the correct way. If you're going to help me, you're getting whatever I want. That way we can decide how the split should be. And I think the split that he's going to get is extremely fair, and so does he. So don't give up in Nashville, whatever you do. I have an artist. Her name is Ashley Lynn. I talk about her every once in a while. She called me 6:00 in the morning a couple of nights ago. She was in the recording studio with the people that work with Bruno Mars. And how she got found was she was singing in a bar in Nashville, and these people came up to her and hung out with her and her boyfriend, Luke, for most of the evening. And that next morning, they were in a studio together, and she's in the bathroom crying, asking me what to do, how to handle herself. And so what I'm saying is that you just don't know what tomorrow brings. If you give up or you fail, my dad used to say the F word is fail in our house, not F-U-C. It was fail. Then you only have yourself to blame. You can't blame your manager. You can't blame your agent. You have to blame yourself if you quit. There's nobody else to blame but yourself. It's easier to blame somebody else, but don't do that. And I just think that, the music industry, the film industry, television, recording, podcasts, all of it, it's hard. It's not easy. Everybody makes it look glamorous, but behind the scenes, it's a lot of work, and it's very trying. And it's something that you really have to concentrate on and to do the best job you can. And I think that if you do, like I said, quit, you only have yourself to blame. And that was a tough lesson for me to learn again late last night after I had that wonderful phone call. So you guys, I have to do this. I'm going to take a short break. I got to capture my thoughts. You know, before, when you would write a song, I want to get into the music industry. Drop Me Off in Nashville. Remember, that's what this song is about. I'm going to give you the complete pro music system is how I labeled it. The complete pro music system. So what I want you to do, I think there's 12 different steps on this thing, if I remember right. No, I'm not even close, you guys. There's 18. So I'm going to give you headlines. I want you to take notes. I want you to hit the pause button. You can also catch this on Roku or Fire TV. Remember, just go to the search bar, type in Drop Me Off in Nashville. Then you can literally pause your TV if you want to, or you could pause this on iHeartRadio or anywhere else that you're going to see this. But I'm going to tell you step by step. Years ago, it was pretty easy. You go to BMI, you go to ASCAP, your pro registration, you copyright, you get it to labels, you get it to the publishing house, they take care of everything, you go on your business. Well, now the music industry is a little bit different. So I'm going to take a break. I'm going to help you guys. I'm going to have you write this stuff down or take notes, whatever you got to do. But I'm going to tell you how to protect yourself so you don't lose one stinking penny of your art, okay? We'll be right back after this.
Some parts of Nashville are, should we say, a bit seedy?
Oh, howdy, mister. You got an itch that needs scratching? I was just fetching a fresh pitcher of iced tea.
I bet Scott and his friends know where they are. Stay tuned and find out.
Hey, welcome back to Drop Me Off in Nashville. Back to business. Songwriters, artists, back to business. The complete pro music guide. You're going to have to excuse me because I'm going to look down at my paper a lot and I don't like to do that. I like to look at the camera, but I'm going to look down here a lot, these next 18 points, just to make sure I don't screw up or tell you something wrong, okay? But this is extremely important. When you write a song, that's as I like to always say, the easy part, which is really the hard part. But once you get it done, you have to do something with it to protect yourself. Remember, there's so many different avenues where your song can go out. Even your lyrics. When your lyrics go out, you get paid for that. There's a program out there that'll capture a payment for you for that, your lyrics that are out there. There's so many different forms where you get paid. International. I mean, you're going to get your every 3 month check from BMI, ASCAP, but then you're going to get a 6 month check for international. But if you don't set any of that stuff up, you're not going to get any of it. So you have to do this stuff. So what I put number one is the song ownership. I called it the foundation, right? You guys register with the United States Copyright Office. Go online and do it. There's plenty of videos out there from YouTube, TikTok guys that just type in their copyright music and they'll tell you step by step what to do. Protect your lyrics and your compositions legally. It's very, very easy to do. The first time you're going to hate it. I promise you're going to hate it. And you're going to think this is ridiculous. And the Copyright Office doesn't make anything easy. But once you go through the first time and you follow along with a YouTube video or a TikTok video or somebody who's done this for you and they show you step by step, you'll see how it's done. And you could do 8 to 10 songs at once, but you have to literally follow the directions on how to do that. And then you put in, I think it's like $85 and now your songs are done. Super cool, right? So number one, song ownership, Copyright Office, register that stuff. Number two, performance royalties, writer's side. Join BMI, ASCAP. It pays when songs are played on radio, TV, live, streaming performances. That's the second thing you have to do. Register with BMI and ASCAP. What I learned with BMI, and I hope I'm not speaking out of tune BMI. If I am, I'm sorry. But when I first started this, I would try to log on to BMI day one and then have them send me a code. It would never come the first day. It always would come the second day. And then I would be able to open it up and register my stuff. So if you get frustrated the first day you're trying to log on through their website and it doesn't go through, it'll come the next morning and then you can do everything you need to do. Number three, publisher side. Most people miss this. Set up your own publishing company inside BMI. Why give your stuff away? Why go fight on Nashville doors and knock for people to come for them to come to the deadbolt door and say, I'm sorry, we're not listening to any material right now. Why are you wasting your time doing that? Just set up your own publishing company. Why? Writers get 50%, publishers get 50%. If you don't have this, you lose half. In BMI, it's 100. It's split at 200%, but you guys will see that. I just said 50-50 to make it an even 100 but it's 200% in BMI. Mechanical royalties in the United States. Register with the MLC. M as in Mary, L as in Larry, C as in Charlie. MLC. That pays Spotify, Apple Music, streaming mechanicals. Understand? So BMI and ASCAP, radio, TV, live performance, streaming performances. MLC, Spotify, Apple Music, streaming mechanicals. Completely different. MLC, make sure that you're registered with them. Distribution. How do you get your music out? Use CD Baby or something similar. I love CD Baby. There's so many, you could register through the MLC right through CD Baby. That gets you music on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, YouTube Music, Facebook, TikTok, all of them. It gets it on there. And it gives them the license for them to put it on. So like, if you put something up and it says copyright infringement, you can't post this music. This will stop that, but you have to register through CD Baby first. Okay. So once you do that, imagine that guy out in, was it North Carolina? Richmond, north of Richmond. That song that he did that went viral. And he couldn't get a label to touch him before, but he stood in his backyard with his guitar and sang the shit out of it. And was making like $60,000 a day because he did all the steps prior. Imagine if he didn't do this stuff and that song went viral and he didn't get nothing. So if you're tired of fighting with the labels and the publishing companies, start your own. And if your song is good enough, not Suno and AI, or your real song, your song that you sang in a studio with real musicians and you put it out there. Your song, you guys. And you put it out there and it goes viral. And can you imagine if you didn't register with the MLC or CD Baby and now they take it down or you don't get 1 red cent because you didn't register your stuff, how frustrating that could be? $60,000 a day is a lot of money. Remember that. Richmond, north of Richmond, the guy was a genius. And guess what? Right after that, the labels wanted everything, and he told them to go kiss off. So I applaud you. I applaud you, sir. Global Publishing Collection. This is a big leak, but you can fix it. Use Song Trust. Song Trust. It collects international royalties, foreign mechanicals, and global pros. You need that. Because I had Mike Estes on from Leonard Skinner. He used to be the former lead guitar player with them. And he started with Skinny Molly. And he said on the Mike Estes show with me that the music still has to be good, but it's a different scene over there. Live Nation doesn't run everything in iHeartRadio like that does here, and they control everything and payola and all the other shit that they rip people off, and they don't let independent artists do anything anymore. It's disgustingly sickening. Anyway, if you get your song out over there, think about what you can do with it. If you own all the publishing and you use Song Trust and you register your stuff properly, now you have the international taken care of. Make sense? We're on number 7. We're going to 18. I got to take a short break. We'll be right back. Got to pay this commercial.
Got a song in your heart and a story to tell? At Music Road Productions, we don't just see you as another artist. We see your potential, and we build it. Whether you're laying down your first track or ready for a radio push, we offer full-service artist development, management, publishing, and promotion. From studio sessions with world-class musicians to branding, social media strategy, and radio campaigns, we handle the business so you can stay focused on your music. We make sure your songs are protected, copyrights registered, royalties collected, every tiny detail handled with care. Charting? That's not luck. That's teamwork. That's vision. That's Music Road Productions, guiding your journey from demos to Billboard, from studio benches to spotlight stages. If you've got drive, talent, and a sound worth sharing, we've got the roadmap. Visit musicroadproductions.com. Music Road Productions, where real artists become real stories.
Hey, welcome back to Drop Me Off in Nashville. Mark, you had a question.
Yeah, publishing. So I know it's, let's say someone gets a deal with a large label, they're not going to get all the publishing.
No.
But they're in a position now to negotiate because they own all their publishing, correct?
Right. So what I would do, and my practice is, up front, I flat out say, we're willing to negotiate up to 25%. Don't come back here and say you're taking 75% of my publishing or 90% of my publishing. Go screw yourself. You already know that song is good or you wouldn't have been reaching out to me. So we're willing to give you up to 25%. And most times I say that right out of the gate. And a lot of people think, well, that's kind of stupid, but put your two hands up if they're both empty. But you have to give away only 25%, but you own the publishing company and you own the writer's rights. What the hell is this now? It doesn't matter. But you have to have some kind of negotiating power. I'll tell you this, and this is from Charlie Pride's mouth. I was in his house in Dallas, sitting in his living room, and I asked him about publishing, and I asked him if he's written any songs. And he said he wrote one song, one line in one song in one of his Christmas albums that I had him sign that day. And he said that he normally took 12% of people's songs when he would cut them. And I thought, that is so fair. Because he still got money, because he wasn't a songwriter, he was an incredible entertainer and singer, but he still got some of the money for performing other people's songs. And I thought, Mr. Pride, that is such a good lesson to learn. Thank you for teaching me that, because it makes sense, right? He didn't take 25. He didn't try robbing the songwriter, but he said, just give me my share. And Tommy Two-Tone has the same type of deal. I'm not going to tell you what that one is, but Charlie's has passed on. So, but Two-Tone and Alex Call have a really similar deal, which is really good for Tommy. But Tommy made that song very, very famous for Alex. And I think that was also a very, very fair deal. But see, today it's so different, Mark, that it's very challenging. So that's why I say, if you got a great song, put it right up there, right out front. Hey, we're willing to go up to 25%. If you want to ask for anything more, just simply pass. But I know you're calling me because the song is good.
Yeah. Do you think that if a songwriter is going to go record at a studio, they should have their publishing set up first?
Yes.
Yeah, because I know some studios that are not on the up and up, and a lot of people don't think about it. They go and they record their song. They want to see their name as the writer, but they don't know about publishing. So the studio, they put their publishing company on their label.
I do nothing with anything until everything is done on paper. Nothing. Especially with big artists, because it's too big of money. And then you have some guy in Oklahoma that said, well, I emailed you one day. Remember, I said that line in that one song, so I'm going to sue your ass. Go ahead. Do anything you need to do. Cover yourself up front. That's why I'm saying these 18 different points that I keep looking down on my paper, you guys. I'm telling you for a very, very important reason. And don't be ignorant. Don't. If that pisses you off, I don't care. Because if you're going to play in this game, play it right, or don't do it at all, because you're just going to screw it up. And that's the worst thing you can do. Or somebody's going to take huge advantage of you and you're going to be pissed and you're going to blame everybody but yourself. I'm telling you step by step what to do. So if you do this, you're going to be okay. We left off on global publishing. Remember I said use Song Trust? Next thing is neighboring rights, international airplay. Register with PPL or through Song Trust Administration. Okay? Outside of the U.S., you get paid for radio spins. Most artists never even collect this. Can you imagine? Like a Morgan Wallen? I mean, he makes so much money now. But of course, his boss is one of the best songwriters in Nashville. So I'm using a really bad example because Craig Wiseman has all this crap taken care of and then some. So I shouldn't even use him as an example. But a new artist that comes out, imagine you have your songs getting played on radio spins in other countries, and you're not even getting paid for it because you didn't even know that you had to register the stuff with Song Trust Administration to get it taken care of. And now you lost all those spins. Frustrating. Meta control, silent money fix. Use Tune Registry. That's for your tracks, your ISRC code, which you will get through CD Baby, your song splits, your registration. Prevents money from going missing. I know we did an accountant, Mr. Hooger, but I have no idea where your IRCR codes or your song splits, your registrations really are. I mean, we have no idea where that is. But you can take care of that by using Tune Registry. Tune Registry, okay? Number 10. Song registry pitching system. I love Disco AC, and it is the new standard, disco.ac. You guys, it is the coolest program. I made one for Michael. I did something what was pretty different. Instead of making a standard business card, I got this little square card, and I put the QR code on it so you could just pop it, and it'll go right to your Bluetooth in your car, and your most 10 best songs come up there. They can see a picture of you. Your links, all your socials are on there. It is the simplest thing. It's the easiest thing, and it's the industry standard. It's called disco.ac. Get on it now. Put your stuff on it. Get a little card going. If you're playing shows in Nashville, put a little QR code banner up on the side. Say, listen to my songs here, and you could do anything you want with them. So imagine when you're emailing a publisher, or you're emailing Sync to try to get on movies or TV, or your industry sharing your songs. You have this little link that you send them. And instead of having to send all this YouTube crap and everything else, it's one little link. All your stuff is right there. It's simplified. It's easy. You can put them in order how you want your songs. Boom, and knock them all out. Next, since we're talking about sync licensing for film and TV and movie. Register or pitch through Merrimack Set Music, Think Music, Atrium Music. There's many of them. But you could pick any one that you want. Atrium is pretty cool. Sync Music is pretty cool. Merrimack Set is good. But for Sync, remember Sync is, I'm going to put your song on a television or a movie. So the lyrics, the production has to be top of the line. It can't be a demo. It has to be a mastered session, something with strong lyrics, strong vocals, not pitchy, mastered well. And then you want to put them out there because that's where your sync money's going to come in. And imagine on the Hallmark Channel at Christmas time, you have one of your Christmas songs on there. Every time it plays, you're getting money it, or you get on Tom Cruise's next movie and he picks your song, and your song is playing in the bar in the background while he's saying his lines. Well, that's just free money, and it'll never stop with if you get on a big movie or a big film or television show. I know a few guys that have been on a lot of different TV shows that what I call FU money. They trip over the dog to run to get a check out of the mailbox every 3 months. So it's pretty cool. So Sync license. Sync pays for TV, Netflix, ads, films, all of that. Okay. YouTube content, ID critical. Handled by CD Baby, which I talked to you about earlier. Get everything settled through CD Baby. They will license you. They will give you all your codes that you need. They will tell YouTube that you're ready to go to put your stuff up there so it doesn't get copyright hit. You'll be able to put it out there. It pays you when your music is used in videos, even if you didn't upload it. Even if you didn't upload it, somebody else uses your music with some kind of permission, obviously from you, you still get paid. Own your own YouTube channel. I think owning your own YouTube channel is important. But I'll tell you this, I think YouTube's the devil. I don't care if you don't like me, YouTube. You don't pay. You're a huge business. I understand why Garth did what he did, and I applaud him and some of the other artists who refuse to put their stuff on. Art is still art, isn't it? Creativity is still creativity, isn't it? I'm just a guy running a podcast. Who cares, right? But at the same time, don't you think it's fair that people are coming to your platform and they get 1 million downloads off of what you're doing so you can sell all your ads? That you should pay an artist probably what they're worth, not 0.0004 cents on the dollar. Kind of gross if you think about it. It's even probably worse. The guy whoever owns YouTube, or the people who all your shareholders who own it. If those artists or those people out there didn't put or are artistic and didn't put their content out, you wouldn't have anything. But your way of business is just take it from them and give them next to nothing. What? For exposure? These bands have more exposure coming out of their pinky than you have in your whole life. They don't need exposure. They need to be paid for their art. Again, just a guy on a podcast, right? Who gives a shit, right? I think you're the devil. And I hope you've one day change your format and take care of the people who made you guys famous in the first place. Sorry. Lyrics distribution. Most people skip this. You get paid for your lyrics distribution from Spotify, Apple Music, and Instagram. And that's all handled by Music Match. But let me spell it. MUSIX MATCH. Music Match. MUSIX Match. Your lyrics get you money. Anything that gets put on Spotify, anything that gets put on Apple Music, anything that gets put on, all those lyrics that you wrote, your art, they're going to collect that for you. That's pretty cool. Don't let that just go away. It's important for visibility, for sync, for engagement, all of that. People to learn your songs, sing along, blah, blah, blah. But you get paid for that. Music Match. But instead of the C, there's an X in there. MUSIX Match. Social platform monetization. Make sure your music is available on TikTok, Instagram, Reels, and Facebook. Usually handled by distribution, but verify it. And you can get all that done through CD Baby. CD Baby will give you your codes that you need. They will send it all to TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. So when you do put your music up there, they will quickly run it through probably their AI program. They'll see that you're licensed and your song will stay up and you can put it out. If you don't do CD Baby and you don't register this stuff the way I'm telling you, when you do put it up there, they're going to flag it. Imagine if you get a Richmond, North of Richmond song and you put it out there and it's going viral. And like I told you earlier, it gets taken down and now the momentum's gone. That would be a nightmare. So don't do that. Register your stuff, okay? Live performance money. Submit your set list to BMI. You get paid for performing your own songs live. People down on Broadway? You didn't know that, did you? Scott Collier says, yeah, go ahead and play your stuff. Well, submit that. You're an artist. You're playing for the public. You're showing art. It's like a movie. It's like a painter. Any of that. It's the same thing. Don't let the industry teach you, or these scumbags that don't pay us anything for our art. Don't do that. Protect yourself. Register your set list with BMI so you can get yourself paid. Okay? Just do it. Sounds silly? It's not. It's the same thing when BMI goes in any local bar or any establishment, that when there's entertainment, you hear radio, you have, there's Spectrum on the television, or I can't think of the DirecTV. There's like business accounts that you have to sign up for, and the owners of those bars have to pay for that. That's still entertainment. So tell me why TV gets paid, artistic gets paid, movies get paid, but songwriters shouldn't get paid. It's crazy talk. So, but if you register this stuff, you'll be able to get the money that you deserve. Splits and contracts, pro level. Always document writer's percentage, publishing percentage, and ownership. Always document it. I write everything down, and when I'm done with it, I print it, 2 copies, one in my safe, one somewhere else. Always. And if it lives there for 10 years and I die tomorrow, then all of a sudden one of my songs goes, or an artist's songs goes, we have protection in writing. And if you can get it in an email, it's now date stamped and everything else. That's what's so good about today's world, is that email is pretty cool. So you can get things date stamped by that way. But I just print it out and put it in my safe. I write my BMI number on there. I write the exact date that I did it, the time that I did it, everything that's in there. Data analytics, track, Spotify for artists, YouTube Studios, social analytics. This is how you pitch labels, get placement, build leverage. You have to have momentum. You have to show what you're doing. But if you took care of all these prior steps, all 17 steps before we got to the last one, and you're showing sales, you're showing growth, You're showing payments from BMI or ASCAP every 3 months. You got your international money coming in. You got the lyrics that you wrote coming in. You have a sync out there somewhere. All these things are coming in for you. Now you have something to build on. And when you go to a label or a label comes to you, you go, here's my data. I tracked it all and I took care of it. I'm a professional. I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm in this business to win it. I'm not a fly-by-night. I didn't come down here from Minnesota to sing a bunch of karaoke songs and go back home with the tail between my legs. That's not what I'm doing here. This is a business, and I get that, sir. And here's what I did to protect myself. We'll be right back after this.
Hey, this is Tommy Two-Tone, and you're listening to.
Check us out.
Hey, this is Amber Marie.
This is John Albany.
Hey, this is Sammy Cosart.
Hey, this is Howard Decker with the Straight Country Tribute Band.
Hey, this is Julie Black.
And this is Dave Eichenberger.
Hey, I'm Scott Collier.
This is Ashley Lynn.
Hey, this is Frankie Justin, and you're listening to Scotty and Friends.
Scotty and Friends.
With Scotty and Friends.
Hey, this is Mike Estes, and you're listening to Drop Me Off in Nashville podcast with Scotty and Friends.
Thanks for listening, y'all.
Hey, welcome to Drop Me Off. That was intense, right? And YouTube, you're probably not going to play this video, but I don't care. You don't pay me anyway, so I don't really care. Let's break this down. Simple breakdown. Ready? We're going to sum this up. So we're almost done. 5 core money buckets. 5. Performance, BMI. Mechanical, MLC. Digital radio, Sound Exchange. Global, Song Trust. Sync, licensing companies. Miss one of these, you lose money. It's up to you. I'm telling you what they are. Performance, BMI, mechanical, MLC, digital radio, Sound Exchange, Global, Song Trust, Sync, licensing companies. You miss them, it's look in the mirror, blame yourself. Don't yell at your attorney. Don't yell at your manager. Look yourself in the mirror and say, I've effed up and I'm not going to do that again, but it'll be a tough lesson to learn. Final, real talk. A true pro to me, you come and you sit across to my desk and you talk to me about wanting to be in the music industry. If you're a true pro, your ownership is locked in. All your royalty streams are covered. You have global collection in place. You have metadata that is clean. Your content is monetized, YouTube and socials, and songs are ready to be pitched in a professional manner. Very simple, you guys. And if you think that this stuff isn't important, it's more important than probably the song you wrote, as goofy as that sounds. I know that is an art, and I know that you're so proud of what you've done, and grandma and everybody else thinks it's great. Now let's just go ahead and throw it up on Facebook and we'll, do the bare minimum. Don't do that to yourself. You're not doing yourself any favors. If you have any questions, please email me at dropmeoffinnashville@gmail.com. If you want to be on the show, you're welcome to do that too. We're probably 50 people booked at this point behind. The people who have reached out, if you're watching this, I'm going to get to you. I promise. There's so many people that are coming on right now, and you're just as important as the next one. I just got to be able to fit you in. Remember, I do this once a week on Wednesdays. Most times I'm filming here in Newport Richey. And then when I do in Nashville, we don't do any video. We do all audio, and I try to do 4 shows in that one day. But I promise I'm going to get to you guys. And some of you have been more than patient and have had followed up emails, and you've been very sweet. The different PR companies that's been out there, I can't tell you how wonderful you guys have been and how patient you've been with me. I appreciate that. I've seen your emails. They are printed out. They're in my stack. I just haven't gotten to you yet, but I will, I promise. Okay. Thanks, you guys, for watching Drop Me Off in Nashville. And Mark, again, what's that podcast you guys are putting out there on me?
The podcast is Mark and Mark at Muck Eyes.
It's going to be awesome. I can't wait to see. I want to be on it sometime. If you guys ever do it, please.
You're a big part of it. You're the. Is it Fridays? I think.
Is it Fridays? You guys are going to do it?
Well, I think when he's going to have you come and do the. You're part of it. So
awesome.
Yeah, you're part of it. So.
That'd be great. Congratulations to Mark Maynard and Mark George, Mark and Mark at Muck Eyes. And don't forget, Muck Eyes up here in Newport Richey is going to be the best songwriting club you've ever been around. The food is fantastic. No liquor, but there'll be beer and wine. Probably some sweet teas, Coke machine, I'm sure. But it's only going to get better and better. And I can't say enough about these 2 gentlemen. Hey, you guys. Thank you for watching Drop Me Off in Nashville, and thank you for keeping me in the game. We're season 4, my favorite number. We'll see you next week.
Thanks for joining Scotty and Friends. Don't forget to like and subscribe to join the Drop Me Off in Nashville family. Engineering and production provided by Podcast Production Music.
We're Nashville. Can't thank you enough for all the time.
Y'all come back now. Here?